because I'm a rebel. Let's make sure everything's doing okay. Starting out with 6 people. All right. 7. Now we have a party. Let's see who's in chat. We got I Collect Baseball 1986. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, buddy? DJ Rona made a joke, and then hold on, because here's what happened. I mean, you can read it in chat, but for the people too lazy. And then the response was very, very well written response and very accurate. I was having a fit in my trailer, but it was actually over the fact that tan M&Ms got replaced by blue ones, and I've always been a little sad about that. Eli Jacobs, what's up? Review Booze, how you doing? Celestial Toy Maker, responding to my Goonies t-shirt. I enjoy that. Ionica's Toy Reviews, how you doing? It has been a while since I've had a beer. Chase, how you doing? I'm actually doing okay. I'm alone. I've been alone for like a whole week because my wife's been in. I'm eating some Sour Patch Kids. I'm gonna ruin my dinner, but I've been alone for a whole week. What's up, Chad? Because my wife is with her mom visiting her sister in Texas, and I feel like saying, "Oh, my wife's visiting her sister," it's always like a euphemism, is like we're having a fight, but no, it's legitimate what she's doing. We watched Guy changed your name from Amateur Toy Hunter. Okay. Jennifer Morey, if you don't stay awake for the whole party, that's fine. Since no one's there, there's no party foul. No one's going to draw on you, which is customary. Louis Fears, NC44, how you doing? Good evening. Vico, how you doing? Oh, you're driving. Cool. I'm not. I'm sitting. Anicus wants to know what beer I am drinking. I keep forgetting I can do this. I'm drinking an 8-bit beer. Here's the front. It's called Immortal Game. It's 10%. It's a hazy tea IPA, and it's delicious. It's a little fruity IPA. Yep, that's good. That's real good. I just I've had a busy day. I've done a lot. Lily comes back tomorrow, so basically all the chores that I told myself that I was going to do while she was gone, and I didn't do any of them, cleaning things and whatnot. I basically did all those today. So I emptied all the trash cans. I built a desk for her teaching thing because I'm going to move her. She's going to have a desk set up probably right here since she's going to have to work from home. So I've had a lot to do, and I just haven't done it. So today was like, I should do all those things since she comes back tomorrow. TK is having a little wine this evening. Cheers. Stumbler, how you doing? Chris Owen, how you doing? Thanks for checking in from Chicago. Storm 1070, how's it going? Darth Vestius, how's it going? Isaac Lewis, thank you for enjoying my streams and videos. That's very nice of you. Darth Vestius says tacos and tequila night here. That sounds really good. I'm trying to decide what I want for dinner, and I'm gonna have a problem here because I usually stream for about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes 4. Anyways, I stream for a long time. It's 7:00 my time. By the time I'm done streaming, it's going to be late, and I'm probably going to be buzzed. So if I eat, I'm gonna have to cook it, which I won't. I mean, I can, but why? Or I'll have to do like Uber Eats or like something like that. So I'll have to order something that's open and delivers. Darth Binks, how's it going? K-Kaz, how you doing? From Indiana, cool. TK, I haven't opened it yet. I'm saving it for an unboxing PO box. So I've got a couple boxes here. I'm waiting for one more to come in. And to be honest, I haven't really had time. I've actually got a bunch of toys sitting beside me right here that I was going to open on stream just because I haven't had time to open them between just doing stuff and like making the snow speeder review and working on other things and just playing video games. Eli says that it's Koger brand toaster waffles for dinner here. That's a fine dinner. Nothing wrong with that. Darth Pinks, I already did. I pre-ordered that. It went up and then sold out. And then a friend of mine just went to the store and pre-ordered it. So I was like, I'm just going to go to the store and pre-order it. But then I decided, it went back up on their website, and I decided just to pre-order it there. And I did that just in case GameStop decides to, like, something happens and they decided to close their stores down again. I didn't want to, like, not be able to get it, so I decided pre-ordering it on the website, even though I have to pay for shipping, is better. And 3 reviews, how's it going, buddy? Long time. Kevin, how you doing, man? M3, I'm glad you caught a stream too, man. Oh my God, carne asada tacos sounds so good. You know what? You might have just swayed me. It's 7 o'clock. There's a Mexican it's a Mexican restaurant, but like in San Diego, that's different from like I feel like other places in the world. There are these little hole in the wall places, and they make the best stuff. But I might order a carne asada burrito while we're waiting here. Let's see how long it's gonna take. This is good streaming material. Watch Mike on his phone ordering a carne asada burrito. I'm guessing it's probably going to be an hour before it gets here. I definitely want a burrito though, not fries. Let's see here. Search for San Luis Mexican food. There we go. California burrito. There we go. Just gonna tell him I don't like pico de gallo because I don't like cilantro, so I have to tell him not to add any cilantro on here. No, I'm not gonna add anything else. Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes. I might wait. Oh, damn. It's a $11 burrito, and there's like literally $9 in charges. That sucks. I might still do that, M3. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I would love to, but she's out of town. She's in Texas. In fact, they have a hurricane hitting them up right now. So that's fun. My wife is in the middle of a hurricane, kind of. My beer it's an 8-Bit Brewing, which is in 8-Bit Brewery is in Temecula, which is a little bit ways north of here. I have a buddy that works there, but it's called Immortal Game. It's a hazy TIPA. It's 10%. It's pretty good. Yeah, for lunch I ate a little bit of my leftovers. It wasn't much. I had leftovers from dinner last night, just a little bit, because I was bored and I just worked a lot. So I want a little hunger. I want a little something. I usually don't eat lunch. I usually only eat dinner. I like everyone's just let's chime in. What are you eating? That's cool. Storm wants to know what I think of Earthrise, Run Amok, and Fast Track. I think they look cool. I'm gonna get them both, so that's what I think. Yeah, TK, that's the problem with living in California. I'm surprised we haven't had fires here since like May. I'm gonna open up Skeletor. I've had these for like a week, and they've just been sitting here, and I just decided that now is the time to open these. Thanks, M3. I'm glad you like my displays. Yeah, I back in like January, I want to say, I sort of just redid everything. So there's a comic in here, which is neat. So you can see, these are the Masters of the Universe Origins. I didn't really hold that up. How's it going, Michael S? I didn't hold that up very long. The comic art's pretty good, but these are the Masters of the Universe Origin line. These are part of Wave 1. When I went to Walmart last week, and they had tons of them, but they only had He-Man and Skeletor. So no Beastman, no Man-at-Arms, no Teela, no Evil Lyn, no Battle Cat, the glider thing or whatever. Like, none of that was there. But I decided that I would be okay with just getting He-Man and Skeletor, and then that's pretty much it. So gotta get that. There we go. I don't want to like break anything, but I also am not gentle. It's always been a problem. I've got my knife somewhere. Okay, here we go. So we got his Skeletor sword. It does look like it pegs together with the other one, which is pretty cool. That was always a thing back in the day. Man, hate it when they do this. Where's my... Here it is. Hold on. There we go. There it goes. Okay, so we have his Havoc staff or whatever, the Goat Ram staff thing. The big thing about this is they're very stylized, like the old Masters of the Universe figures. Like they're all super, like beefy, buff dudes, but they have just a pretty good amount of articulation. Like we got arm, wrist, knee. There's a full range of movement on the ankle here. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put his staff and his hand there. There we go. We have Skeletor. It's got a nice little ball joint. I like that. Probably not going to review this. This is just one of those things I like to pick up and put in my collection. I'm back. You can't see it. Let me move this. Back over here, right here. Nope, right here. This is my He-Man stuff, Master Universe stuff. So that's probably where this will go. All right. And then I got the He-Man right there. But before I open that up, I'm going to see what I missed in chat. I'm by myself, so I don't... Let's see here. All right, Michael S us up. Finally got Dooku. Yeah, mine are coming this week. They shipped last Wednesday, so I should have them sometime in the next week. Actually, I might have them today. I haven't checked the mail, but I should get mine soon. It feels like it took forever. As Uber Eats telling me that I never ordered anything. Let's see here. What Star Wars character do I think Hasbro really needs to add to the Black Series line? I've got a lot. I made a whole video on it back in July, but the number one figure on that I made, made it back in January, was Cad Bane, and it sounds like we're getting Cad Bane, so that's cool. How many G.I. Joe Classified do you count bought or have? I have the whole first wave on pre-order from Dorkside Toys. I've got the second wave on pre-order from Hasbro Pulse. I've got the light blue Cobra Commander on pre-order. I've got the Pimp Daddy Destro on pre-order. I've got the Arctic Storm Shadow on pre-order. I don't have any of... I've got Beachhead in a box down here. Spoiler alert. I haven't opened it yet, but I don't have any except for... Basically, I don't have any. I have Beachhead in a box I haven't opened, and I've got the Hasbro exclusive Snake Eyes back there, but I don't have any like the official ones. But I've bought them all. I just haven't had them shipped to me. I had Indian food. I had curry a couple nights ago. It was really good. I like curry. Taco Bell. I had Taco Bell. Man, I was feeling like super down maybe last Monday, and I didn't know. I wanted Taco Bell, but I didn't know what I wanted. So I just ordered a party pack of tacos. I didn't eat them all, but I just like, what if I want more than like 5 tacos? Which I usually eat about 5 tacos. They're not very big, and that's like all I eat. But it's like I'll buy 12 tacos. It was a real bad night. Chicken pot pie for dinner. That's pretty good. I like a good chicken pot pie. Chris Owens found Battle Cat at Walmart yesterday. Cool. I haven't found Battle Cat yet, so we'll see. I'm not. If I don't find it, I'm not gonna be sad or anything. I'm pretty happy with just getting He-Man and Skeletor. The plastic is weird, though. I'll say that the plastic feels like weirdly soft. It's just it's not what I would. It's not what I would expect it to feel like, I guess. What's up, Prophet924? How you doing? DJ Rollins had a retro Spidey box for a week. And the Seekers. Yeah, I got the Seekers. I got the ones from Amazon. I'm doing this the wrong way. I should go this way. There we go. They're bad. Oh, you can't even see them anyway. Super cool, Mike. I got the Conehead Seekers. I don't think I'm gonna get Sandstorm. They just announced that yesterday. But if they do Dirge, I'll definitely pick them up. But I when I get toys, I don't have that need to open them right away. I'm gonna open them, but like I just feel like I've got a lot, and it's starting to become a little overwhelming. This guy right here, Stumbler. I love you, man. Sea Storm 1070. I have no idea how. I have no idea how DC fandom was. I don't watch it. I watched some of the trailers that came out of it. The Batman trailer actually looks pretty good. I just watched it. I like it. The Snyder cut. I don't really care. I could not care less. I wasn't looking forward to Justice League because I didn't really like Batman vs Superman, and I didn't really think that they could springboard from that movie into a good movie because I didn't think that Batman vs Superman was a good movie. But yeah, the Batman trailer looks good. Suicide Squad might be good. DC McBoy wants to know if I'm gonna pick up the real Hyper Real Bespin Luke if I can find him for a good price. Not for 80. He was on sale for 60 from Empire Toy Shop, and I still didn't pick him up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say never. If he goes on sale like Black Friday for around 50, I think 50 is my price point. That's what I bought Darth Vader for, and I feel like that's a better price point for what they are. But I'm not in a rush to get them by any means. Yeah, I went to Target to find the new Star Wars figures a couple times this week, just hoping that I kind of stumble upon them. But at the same time, I have them all on pre-order from Dorkside, and I'm not really in a hurry to get them. Like it'd be nice because obviously I should do reviews on them, and I'm going to do reviews on them. But I'll get them when I get them. I'm not like in a rush to get them. I kind of got over that. I want to be first because I'm never going to be first getting something up. So it's fine. Dude, Baroness looks good. I really want a Baroness. I don't think I'll find it. Other than the Beachhead that TK found me, I just have a feeling that I'm never going to see any of the other Target exclusive ones. I wouldn't mind the Roadblock. He like I like the way he looks, but Roadblock's he's not a character I'd want doubles of. But at the same time, I'm kind of starved for G.I. Joes. The Cobra Trooper obviously looks great, and I want at least 2 of those, if not 3. But again, that's what everyone wants, and people are scalping them out the ass. So I don't know. Yeah, Batman trailer does look solid. I didn't see anything for the Suicide Squad game. Yeah, that's true. The fall toy avalanche is about to begin. Hopefully, come September, October, things will get pretty good. I too trust James Gunn. The Suicide Squad featurette they showed looked good. for sure. Yeah, the Electro Staff Purge Trooper does look good. I'm looking more for, I mean, that's fine, but I wasn't a big fan of the original Purge Trooper, which I have somewhere up here. But obviously I'm going to get it to complete the collection. But I'm more looking forward to the Phase 1 Lieutenant Clone Trooper. That's the one I'm looking forward to. But yeah, with these, I know the FOMO is real, but don't buy into the scalper pricing. Scalpers wouldn't scalp stuff if people didn't buy them. That's my view on it. They're both are wrong equally in different ways. Honestly, Michael, I have no idea. Whatever your favorite character is, they all look good. But the only one I have so far is where did He-Man go? Oh, here it is. The only one I have so far is the convention exclusive Snake Eyes, and it's good. I think it's mostly kind of the same as the regular Snake Eyes, but with the paint's a little different. It comes with some different accessories. But that's the only one I can really speak to because it's the only one I have, and I have done a review on it. So I mean, you can't go wrong. But I will say, like, things like Star Wars: The Black Series or G.I. Joe, it's not about, to me anyway, it's not about what the best of anything is. Because the best could be something you don't care about. What you should be getting are what you like. Like, do you have a character you like? Do you have a movie or a style you like? Like, with Star Wars, people ask me, like, what's the best Black Series figure I should get? Like, well, what Star Wars movie do you like? Because, like, take your pick. Do you like the new stuff? Do you like the old stuff? Do you like the Clone Wars? Do you like the prequels? Do you like the original trilogy? Pick the character you like and go get that character if he's been made. And if he hasn't, hope he does at some point. But same thing with G.I. Joe. If you like G.I. Joe, they only have a couple out right now. So, like, if Destro's your guy, pick up Destro. If they don't have a lot. If Duke's your guy, if Roblox's your guy, just kind of pick what you like and go with it. So this is the He-Man. Again, they've got articulation now, which is kind of nice, but they're kind of styled. They're not exactly the original Masters of the Universe figures because they definitely their sculpting is different. They're just sort of retro like. Anyway, so here's the back in the old things. You could combine the power swords. There we go. It's kind of cool they did that. So you have like a full-on power sword there. I think if I look back at it, He-Man's probably the first property like this that I was really into. Oh. Okay, Figure says he only pays for scalper pricing for figs that you slept on, has no choice. Yes, 100%. That is, I mean, that's not scalper pricing per se at that point. I feel like that's just more because at some point, the figures aren't available in store anymore. So your only option is buying. Here we go. So I got the sword. I got the. I don't like that. I don't like that they have the outside of the sword that way. But I got the shield. I got the sword. He's got his axe. I can go back here. There we go. He-Man. What was this? Oh, I think once a figure is not made anymore, it's subject to third like aftermarket value no matter what. There's no scalping aftermarket, but scalping has more to do with currently on the shelf available stuff and buying them excessively, creating like a bubble of shortages. That's what scalping is more to me. Yeah, that's what you got to do. And unfortunately, like I've got a regular job. I've got, I can't go to the store every day. On top of that, like my wife is at risk / her mom and dad are at risk for COVID stuff. So I have to be more careful because if I get it and bring it home and she gets it, like I'm more worried about other people than I am myself. But still, like I have to be a little careful about constantly going out and toy hunting like I used to. There was a time where I wouldn't care about going out every day for a whole week looking for something, and now if I do it, it has to be a lot more conscientious about it. Darth Rock was here. Did I miss Darth Rock? Anyways, sorry, Darth Rock, if I missed you there. You might already be gone, but hopefully you're seeing this in the replay. But yeah, I'm not a fan of exclusives at all. I don't like exclusives. I wish that every figure was just available at any store you wanted to buy it from or online. Or I wish Hasbro specifically would just kind of emulate what NECA and Mythic Legions do, where they put things up for pre-order for like a week or two or a month, and then you can buy as many as you want. If you want to buy 10, you can buy 10. If you want to buy one, you can buy one. And then it takes, they make them and they ship them to you and you get it. So you don't have to worry about driving around. Like, I feel like that's a better model for distribution because they, number one, make the number that people want. Number two, it kind of bypasses the whole like Target and whatnot. I feel like that's just a better system. It sucks waiting, like it sucks buying something and then waiting to get it, but I like it better. M3 says, could you pick a favorite G.I. Joe, Star Wars, or Transformers? We all know anime is first, but I don't know if you're talking to me, but I don't know if I would say anime is first for me at all. For all those, I would say Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe, but they're all like close. They're a close neck and neck race where they're like tenths of seconds apart if they were all racing. That's for me. I really hope more are coming because I would love to get at least one Cobra Trooper, and I would love. It's so weird that they chose that figure to get an exclusive. Like they made probably one of the more popular figures they could have made, and they did a good job on it by all accounts that I've seen, and they make it super hard to get. Like I don't understand why they did that. Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, I don't know. So like Duke and all the ones they made so far, the first series, they're all core characters. Duke, the leader of G.I. Joe, Scarlet, one of the main girls in it. Roadblock is a popular character, although he's not wearing the outfit that most people know him from the 80s cartoon. He's wearing his 87 movie outfit. Destro, one of the more popular bad guys. Wave 2 is coming out. That's Gung Ho, Cobra Commander, who's popular. I mean, they're all, you really can't lose as far as I know. Snake Eyes is probably one of the more popular. I'm going to turn on the light. Hold on. There we go. It's just getting a little dark. There we are. Oh, now it's a little too bright, but that's fine. It's a little harsh. There we go. Okay. I would honestly just kind of pick what you like the look of if you don't really know the characters that well. But they're all the ones they made so far, I feel like have been staple characters. Sorry, I'm reading through. What are my thoughts on the new 5 POA 5-packs? I don't care about them. I don't collect 3 3/4 inch figures. I know a lot of people find that nostalgic because that's what Star Wars started as, and that's how I started collecting. I didn't collect the original Power of the Force figures, but I did start with the Power of the Force 2 figures back in '95, back when they were like super buff. So yeah, like there's a nostalgia level there of buying those, but right now I have to think time, money, space, and it's like I think they're neat, but I have no place to put them. I don't want to spend money on them, so like they don't. I don't care about them at all. Basically, that's what I think about them. Yeah, Nathan, I actually like the head sculpt of the Duke too. I like the head sculpt of all of them to a degree. I think Scarlet could probably be a little bit better. But at the same time, Scarlet, she's just a generic redhead looking girl. Like any redhead with that outfit on just kind of looks like Scarlet. I haven't heard of any sequel news for the TMNT and Batman, but I hope there is one because I like the movie and I have the figures. So it'd be really cool if there was another one. Yeah, Kick-Ass. That's a problem right now. My snow speeder is actually in the living room on a shelf in there because I just don't have any room for it behind me whatsoever. Where's the Black Series, Mike Case? Right behind me. It's all on these two shelves right here. Yeah, the Super Buff Jedi Luke. That was the night. I had two versions of that. I had there's one that you got for going to see Return of the Jedi in theaters when they released the special edition, and then they released it as part of the normal wave. So I had two of those. Jonah, I honestly have no idea. It's bizarre that they would make any kind of potential army builder harder to get. Unless they bypass that by just making a lot. Like if they flood the shelves with Cobra Troopers and Lieutenant Clone Troopers, there we go. That's one thing. If you can walk into any Walgreens or Target and pick as many up as you want, sure. But making them only available from one source sucks. And then also, I feel like they're making a limited supply on top of that. The Dagobah Luke is right. Oh, he's actually right here. This is the Dagobah Luke's feet right there. Stumbler, I kind of agree. I maybe Flint because like to me, Flint and Duke are like side by side kind of co-leaders. I've always kind of found them that way, but I definitely agree that Hawk should be saved for later. Yeah, Eddie, it was weird back in the 90s when they did that. Like I remember thinking like that's not how Luke Skywalker looks. Luke Skywalker is not super buff. But at the same time, I didn't really care because I was 90 and 95. I was in 8th grade. I was slightly too old to be caring about toys at that point, but obviously I've never stopped caring about toys. Yeah, I didn't care. It was just I wanted to buy new Star Wars toys, and that's what I cared about. What's my favorite Batman film? I like The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. I don't like The Dark Knight Rises. I think The Dark Knight Rises is I thought it was a bad movie, honestly. But I think my favorite Batman movie. That's a good question. I actually think it might be Batman Returns because that came out when I was a kid, and that was the shit when I was a kid. Like that was a big deal. It had Michael Keaton in it, Danny DeVito as Penguin, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. I think that's my favorite Batman movie. Oh, where's the Black Series exclusive Mike Case figure, dude? As much as fun as it would be to have my own toy, no one would buy it, and I don't want to do that to myself. I don't want to see myself pegworm. Like I feel bad for like Kelly Marie or anyone kind of from the new people, but like seeing yourself on the shelf and seeing that nobody wants you has got to be a little sad. So I feel bad, but I wouldn't want to be in that predicament. What's up, Laser Pants? How you doing, buddy? Did I get the? No, I didn't. I didn't get the sent. No, I didn't. I don't think HasLab would have to make pod racers. I don't think pod racers would be that different from like the snow speeder or anything like that. I know you got like 5 of them, right? I went back and forth as to whether or not I wanted to get it. Lily gave me the okay as long as I sold toys out of my collection to buy it. But I don't think I want it. As much as I collect X-Men and all my Marvel Legends X-Men guys are right there, I just I kind of changed my mind on that. But I think it looks cool, and I know I'll be jealous when it comes out and everyone's getting it. I'm gonna regret not buying it, but I'm making the decision not to buy it. Michael S wants to know what my favorite army builder. What's my least favorite? I don't know. I think they're both the battle droid, weirdly enough, because I like the way they look and they're cool figures, but they don't stand worth shit. So, battle droid, same answer for both questions. Prophet says they're going to release Flint multiple times. It's probably true. Yes. I don't care if they do the sun gimmick, or maybe if they do the gimmick, because I know Hasbro's done the gimmick where if you make a figure cold, what's his face? The guy from Solo, Dryden Voss. If you get his face cold, it changes. And that's cool. But I think if they did something like that for Zartan, that would be kind of a cool thing. Heck yeah, man. C-3PO was like, his dad was actually the Terminator, and his mom was just Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he's a buff robot. What can you say? All right, let's see here. C3 Protino, that's pretty good. Jedi, would I be a Jedi? I don't know if I would be a Jedi or not. Like, I want to say I would be, but I generally don't think I would be. I would be probably like a grunt, just like a random background. I'd be drinking at a cantina. I would be in Jabba's palace or the cantina, probably the cantina scene. Just kind of like wondering what the fuck is going on. That's what I would be doing, probably. I don't think I would be interesting enough to be a main character. And if I were, I would probably be like the guy on some smuggler's team where I'm like wisecracking or something like that. I don't know. I would buy a Robo figure if they made one. I'd buy a Robo figure, I'd buy a Dan Larson figure, and I would just pretend that we were all friends, is what I would do. Yeah, you are, Ryan, you're a psycho, but I respect it. I 100% respect it. And again, when you get those, I'm going to be jelly as fuck. TK, I know you have your own figure on card back, and that's rad. And if I had one of those, that's one of those figures I wouldn't open for sure. Yeah, that's what my wife said. I could buy as many as I wanted as long as I sell toys to buy them. Oh, that's nice of you. Dang it. Stop scrolling. There we go. Chat's getting weird on the StreamYard side. Should have a chain of command, like the real mode. Yeah, the problem. So the thing about GI Joe is they don't really have a chain of command because they're like clandestine soldiers from different military branches, kind of working together. Like they're almost paramilitary. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I have wow. I have 3 battle droids behind me. They're on the shelf down here. The heavy battle droid down here actually stands fine, but both of these on each side, I had to put a stand on them because they like to fall over. Real Lord Hydra, I completely agree. We need some more droid forces against to go against the clones because we have a lot of clones. We have a decent amount of clones. Human cyborg termination. That's pretty good. Yes, Chris Owen, I would 100% be. You want to buy some death sticks? That's that. No, I wouldn't be that guy. I actually would probably be in the band. I'd be playing the clue horn and like spitting that fire jizz in people's ears. And if that made you uncomfortable to hear, the Star Wars music you hear in the cantina, the style is called jizz. I don't know who made that, but I think they knew what they were doing when they did it. Oh, we got a Han Solo over here. Nathan, I said the same thing, 100%. If Hasbro can make a 6-inch snowspeeder, an A-wing is almost the exact same size, if not maybe even a little smaller. So for sure. I've got my Geonosian droid coming in the mail. I only got one. If I find another one in store somewhere, I might buy it because obviously battle droids are ones you can have multiples of. But I'm fine just having the ones that I've got. Eli, I have. Every time I see someone else's toy photography outdoors, I think it looks cool. But I'm self-conscious when I go outside to do something because I feel I don't know why. I'm just super self-conscious about it. So I don't know if I ever will. Mostly because I don't ever plan anything, and that's one of my biggest problems. Is like whenever I make a YouTube video, very little planning goes into it. Sometimes I'll write notes and thoughts down before I record, but most of the time I just sit in front of the camera, talk, and then edit into something watchable or semi-watchable. So the same thing happens. Like I don't plan out photos when I'm doing them. I'm kind of doing a photo shoot where I'm like, okay, I want this character. Okay, what's some poses I can do? What's some fun things I can do? What's some funny things I can do? What are some other characters that can go with it? And then it kind of goes from there. And then while I'm editing and putting the photos in, sometimes I'll think of something and I'll go, I have to go do that now. So I'm very ill-planned, and I feel like if I ever go outside and start taking photos, I have to be more planned for it, and that's just not really something I ever do. But I'm not ruling it out ever. I'm just saying that's why I haven't done it yet. But I don't know. I might give it a go. No, dude, I totally believe you, TK. I mean, I have your trading card or whatever. I still have that. It's either in the cubby over here in a file or it's on my desk somewhere because I was just talking about it the other day. I think I put it back in the cubby. But I have it saved in a drawer right here. I love it. I don't have to be figuring. I could be more like what's that guy's name from the special edition? The big mouth, the guy from the Jedi Rock song, which is awful. I can't. I could have remembered his name off the top of my head, no problem, but now I can't. So I'd be closer to that guy. Yeah, Dewey Race. That is precisely the advantage of 3.75 over 6, and I totally get that. 6-inch scale or 3.75-inch scale is why they scaled figures to that size in the first place, because they wanted to focus more on vehicles and play sets. And bigger figures obviously are harder to focus on vehicles and play sets like that. I prefer the detail and sculpting and stuff that goes into a 6-inch size. And I just kind of understand that means that I'm not going to be getting maybe the vehicles that I might want. And I'm kind of okay with that. I like the personal vehicles. Like I think a Stap is a good one, or pod racers are a good one, or any of the little like speeders that we've gotten so far, speeder bikes, land speeders. I'm fine if those are the only ones we've been getting. If they start doing crazy shit like an AT-AT or an ATST, I don't know if I can be all in like that, because it's just going to be too expensive and it's going to be too big. Paul, thank you so much. I just brushed it before I started the stream. The sucky thing about wearing a mask is it goes right over here and you get this little bump right here, and I have to brush it out because it drives me insane. Chase, I feel like there's a lot of underrated figures. Back in the day, Greedo was a peg warmer when he came out. He sat on shelves forever, and he's an underrated figure. Constable Zuvio is an underrated figure. He's got a great sculpt. He looks great, and he fits in the background as just a random alien. A lot of people complain that we don't get any like aliens in the Black Series line, and Constable Zuvio fits that perfectly, but no one wanted him because he wasn't in the movie or whatever, or he was only in the movie for like a second. But I feel like he's still a good toy. So yeah. Oh, Paul, thank you. That's so nice. Andrew, I'm well. How are you? Yeah, we could definitely get more creatures. Like I think a Kadu with a Gungan like Captain Tarples would be good. Queel with the whatever that thing that he was on in the Mandalorian would be good. A lot of those like the Dewback kind of size things. Maybe a Jawa with a Rondo. I think maybe a Bantha Tusken Raider would be just on the line of maybe too big. I think a Rancor would be just ridiculous, but if they did one, I would probably buy it. I mean, there's no probably, but I would. Yes, Darth Binks, exactly. A HasLab Rancor. Thank you, Cal Person. I'm glad you like my my shirt. Yeah, so Zuvio's he got a lot of hate, and even if you go back and watch my first worst figure video way back in the day, it's actually one of my more popular videos on my channel. Zuvio was on it, and I put him on there just because I put him on there because everyone else said he was a bad figure, and I never really gave him like thought. Like I bought him before The Force Awakens came out, and I remember taking a picture of him and posting it to Instagram and typing, "I wonder if I will care about this figure a month from now." And then the movie came out, and he wasn't in it, so no, I didn't care about him, and I also never really thought about him after that, and I just kind of filed it away as, oh, he wasn't in the movie, it's bad, whatever. But I went back like a year or two later and started just messing around with him, and he's a great figure. He's definitely an underrated figure. Yeah, if they did a Biff Band, like 5 or 6 pack or whatever, I would 100% buy it. Wouldn't even consider not buying that one. Yeah, I think Anakin and Obi-Wan's ships are perfectly sized. I think that's good. I definitely think we should get some Genosians for sure. Thank you. Yeah, I know it's a blurg, but it's one of those things like your brain wants to click and remember things like that, but when you've been drinking, things like that go away. So I know if I don't say it, people in chat will say it. So Real Lord Hydra, I rely on people like you to remind me of these things in chat when I'm live streaming, so I don't have to break my brain remembering random facts like that. I would love to do something with Robo. The problem with that is I just don't know what we would do. Like, we don't live close or anything, so anything we do would have to be online, like this live stream. But like, it's really hard. Like, do we do it live? Do we shoot different things and we have to script it out? Because again, I'm not a scripter, so I don't really sit down with something planned. I've had a couple people ask me if we could do videos, and I just the problem is I just never know what we could do. I don't have videos planned out weeks in advance. I know because of the YouTube algorithm, like Toy Galaxy, they make videos every like Sunday and Thursday and Tuesday, and every week they have those videos they put up in those days because the algorithm likes it when you do that. I just can't do that. I don't, between everything else going on in my life. I can't put myself in a rigid box like that. I just don't want to plan it like that. If Hasbro did a Rancor, what else would you like to see with it? Well, obviously, it's got to come with Malakili. If they do a Rancor and it's a HasLab thing, he's got to come with his Rancor trainer. I would like it should come with, like, I think, accessories for Jedi Luke. Not necessarily Jedi Luke, but like the bone, maybe the skull that he throws. Maybe Ula, maybe, but definitely Malakili. It should come with for sure. Justice for Zuvio. Yeah, for sure. I definitely. I don't know why Hasbro's focusing on main characters because they feel like that's who makes money. But they've been focusing on main characters for a while, and they definitely need to start sprinkling in random ass people. Like, give me people from like FM Mun, Sai Snoodle, Man from Jabba's Palace. Give me I want to Lax Sivrak. They took him out they took him out in the special edition, and you know what? Fuck you, George Lucas. What did Lax Sivrak ever do to you? Lax Sivrak was the best Wolfman in all of Star Wars, and you just did him dirty like that. But yeah, I would like it if they did any of those guys. Ponda Baba, Dr. Evasion. McClunky. That's good. Yeah, for sure. If they did a Rancor, they'd have to have a good amount of articulation on it. I don't know. Probably never, but no, I won't ever say never. Yeah, I would love to have more like Darth Nihilus, Bastila Shan, Darth Malak, all of those old like Legends characters, Old Republic people. I would love Darth Talon. Like, I'd love Darth Bane. I guess Darth Bane's not really Legends anymore, or maybe he still is. I think he was going to be in the Clone Wars. It wasn't. So HasLab is Hasbro's crowdfunded stuff. They haven't done anything Black Series yet. The first one was the Jabba sail barge, and basically it's like Kickstarter. We're like, hey, we're going to make this as long as this many people pay this much money. And in that case, it was $500 for the Jabba sail barge, and they only made that many sail barges. So if you didn't jump in on that ground level of kickstarting it or funding it, you didn't get one. Or if you did get one, it's only because someone else ordered two and they sold one for like, I think they were going for like $1,000 or $1,200 outside of that, because they're not going to be sold in stores or anything like that. So the first one was the sail barge. I did back the Unicron, which is the Transformers one from last year. They did a Cookie Monster one, but that one failed. And now they're doing the next one currently right now, which is the Sentinel. And that one I feel like is a good price. It's like $350, and it comes with like a really good looking 27-inch Sentinel with a bunch of like accessories and 2 extra figures. Definitely I feel like it's worth the price. And I feel like if they did a Rancor, it would be something similar to that. And there's going to be another vintage collection HasLab coming up. They haven't announced it officially, but the rumor on the street is it's going to be a Dagobah playset with an X-Wing. I'm not holding my breath, but I don't care because I don't collect that scale. I would find room for 2 different TIE fighters if they did a classic trilogy TIE fighter, but something tells me they're not going to. That's a good question. Hasbro is basically making mini masterpieces that are total G1. Do you think you'll sell off your masterpiece Transformers collection? Nope, I probably won't. I like the masterpiece scale. I like the masterpiece designs. Although I'm kind of out. I'm out of masterpiece now, at least official ones, because they're too expensive for what you get. Like $450 for Optimus Prime. You know, fuck you, Hasbro. That's ridiculous. But no, I don't see myself selling anything you see on the shelf back here. I'm probably not going to sell. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, for sure. We need a Gurinden. We need a Wilro Hood. We definitely need some randos in the Black Series. I completely agree. I feel like Hasbro's a little bit scared that they won't sell well, but I think they just need to suck it up and sell them. I'm just putting that up there because I like what's going on between you two guys. So DJ Rona, I completely agree. I think if they did something like I've got custom made Jabba sail barge by David Smith right here, and then he also did a little diorama for my Han Solo and Carbonite. And then there's like this thing right here that Stumbler made me. If they did stuff like that, if they did the Tantive 4 hallway, if they did that in the 6-inch scale, I would buy at least 2, if not 3 of those for toy photography purposes. I think it's rad. Daywana Wongo. Least favorite of new Black Series wave? You mean of like the new wave like just came out? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't like played with the newest wave. The last wave I have, the newest Black Series figure I have is the Luke Skywalker Bespin or the Obi-Wan Kenobi from Attack of the Clones. I think the Attack of the Clones wave is lazy, but also I get it. Because if you're doing a Jedi like Kit Fisto, their body is the same as like every other Jedi. Why wouldn't you just reuse a mold you've already made, especially if it's an okay mold? But I think if you're reusing a mold like that, you should really include extra stuff, extra hands, Jedi robe, the correct lightsaber, things like that. But again, I don't have any of those, so I really can't judge it because I haven't played with any of them. You're damn right I want Jabba's son as a figure. You know what I see? You know what I see more than any other sequel figure on the shelves right now is Yavin Luke. I think I've seen more Yavin Luke's pegworm longer than any like it's. I've seen Yavin Luke at the same rate I've seen Jin and Cassian Andor combined. Yeah, if I go to Target, there's at least 10 Yavin Lukes at 3 different Targets, like shelf warming hard. Nathaniel, I agree. I would love to have more clones and ARC Troopers and whatnot. What's up, Hyperspace Vault? How you doing, Em? Just a little bit buzzed drinking this. Let's see here. And you know what sucks is Jan is another underrated figure. Like, sure, you might not care about her figure as a character, but her figure as a figure is actually pretty good. And I haven't reviewed it. It sort of slipped through my review process because I was running behind and I wanted to jump into the new stuff. But I might go back and review Jana because she's not bad. I do wish they'd made a better character for her, but as a toy, she's not a bad toy. I kind of agree with that, Paul. I think there is a point where, like, there are people that love those deep cuts. Like, for instance, well, I don't know. I was in a Black Series Facebook group, and someone was like, "How come the new vintage collection Rebel Fleet Trooper has a baseball cap on?" And my first reaction is, "What are you, stupid? Like, how do you not know about the Rebel Fleet Trooper and the baseball cap?" Like, I really wish that the Rebel Fleet Trooper, the Black Series, came with a baseball cap so I could switch between the regular helmet and the baseball cap. So, you know, it depends on if it's too obscure or not. KJ, I literally just opened up the Master Universe Origins He-Man and Skeletor just to kind of see what they're all about. I have no interest wrestling. Don't care about wrestling at all. I think it's cool they're doing that, but yeah, I don't have any interest in those. TK, have a good night. You're probably already gone, but if you're watching this later, I said have a good night. I'm not ready to talk about it because I haven't experienced it, but I have seen, because of the weird non-painted sculpted head underneath the Stormtrooper and Clone Trooper. I don't know why Hasbro did that. It's simultaneously cool and weird at the same time. But because of that sculpted head, it sort of warped the helmets. And I know someone else I saw on Facebook, the leg fell off their Stormtrooper, but I feel like that's not a problem with Stormtrooper so much as just that new knee design. And a lot of the figures have had that. So I think that's more of a one-off thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know when I get it. Yeah, that's pretty accurate to shelf warming right now for sure. Yavin, Luke, Janna, Ray, and Dio, which sucks because Ray and Dio is also great. It's probably the best Ray they've made. Janna is just a good figure, but I get a lot of people aren't picking her up because they don't know the character or they don't care about the character, which I get. I get it. I'm not like that, but I get it. Sorry here. Rumor has it we're getting a Moff Gideon like in the next wave. Like the next wave they haven't announced yet. Rumor has we're getting Moff Gideon then. So I think pretty good. And again, he was on my wish list that I made back in January. So I feel like I did a pretty good job with that wish list, if true. Amateur Toy Hunter. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Amateur Toy Hunter, every time he comments on any of my videos, he always says something about Tusken Raiders. So as soon as I said that, I was wondering if he was going to say something because he likes the Tusken Raiders just a little bit. Yeah, Hyperspace Vault. It feels like we're kind of in doldrums right now in terms of like figures and whatnot. We haven't heard much of your movie shows opinions yet. Favorite movie show? I mean, I've got a lot of favorite movies and shows. Are we talking Star Wars or just anything? I like The Office and Parks and Rec. I pretty much watch them on repeat back and forth. Movies, obviously Star Wars and Lord of the Rings extended editions. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Weirdly enough, I'm really excited for part 3. I've got a lot of favorites. It's really hard to like nail down one or two. Eddie, I would love a Turkey Raider. I don't know what that is, but I like it. KJ wants to know, in what ways has married life changed you? I don't think married life has changed me. I think I've become more responsible, but I think that's more just being an adult than being married. But I guess like I don't know what's maturing. If I matured because I got married, if I got married because I matured, like I don't know what came first. There was definitely a point where I would not have gotten married, and I was full. All I cared about was, not like single stuff. I guess I don't know. Um, but like my wife and I moved in together before we were married. We moved in like 6 months into our relationship because it was a weird situation. But I feel like there hasn't really been a difference between then and now. When we moved in together, we merged our bank accounts a little bit after that. Like we've basically, for all intents and purposes, been married since then. It's only legally been married since last November. Last November. Yeah, give her a backpack, 100%. Give Ahsoka a backpack with a little Jabba, little Stinky the Hut. Yeah, Darth Binks. I think one of the problems with the Yavin Luke that's peg warming right now is he doesn't have a lightsaber, which I get why they didn't give him one because he doesn't have one in that part of the movie. But it is a weird choice for sure. I have not done a review of my Wampa. I might go back and do some old reviews like that, or I might, since they're re-releasing the Wampa with like Kenner Deco, I might do a review when that comes out. So we'll see. Mr. Lurch's Things, good afternoon. Eddie, that's from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which is like a second, like right behind Excellent Adventure. It's Bogus Journey. And the next wave, there's a clone. Who do I think it will be? I honestly don't know. I would like it if it was some random, either a blank clone template or like someone's clone troopers that we've already got a commander for, like Cody's clone troopers or just a generic 501st. But I guess they've already done those in the Order 66 pack, so I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. What's up, Clone Command? How's it going? Yeah, I do like what the retro line's done with the packaging for the they look like the old Toy Biz Spider-Man things, and those are definitely nostalgic for me. Hyperspace Vault. Were you disappointed with Hasbro Livestream on Friday? I don't want. I was. I try not to be. I try not to build these up because I know, like, I'm not gonna be. Not everything's gonna be geared towards me. I was expecting a little bit more from the Black Series, and I was expecting more because in my head, this was what they were going to announce instead of whatever they were going to do for the Star Wars Celebration, which was supposed to happen like this coming. I was supposed to be a Star Wars Celebration. That was going to be a lot of fun and all that stuff. So in my head, I was like, well, they're just going to do whatever they were going to do for the Star Wars Celebration. And we got basically two exclusives that are not new figures, but they're new. Like the Clone Trooper is the same as the other Clone Troopers. Granted, it's one we're missing, and I'm glad we're getting it. And then it's a Purge Trooper, which we've already got a Purge Trooper. Excuse me. So yeah, I was a little disappointed as a Black Series collector for sure. I got my Zebs on pre-order from Dorkside Toys. I got that whole wave on pre-order from Dorkside Toys. I'm really want to get those. Darth Binks wants to know if I ever paint my Black Series figures. No. I suck at painting, and I try not to change anything about them. I want them to be how I got them. So no, I haven't painted them or really changed anything about them. That's actually an easy question to answer. Number one, the 3.75-inch line's been around for literally forever. I mean, not counting the retro line from the 70s and 80s, or even I would say any of the Power of the Force 2 lines and on, but starting around 2002 or so, the 3 3/4-inch Star Wars lines started getting like really good, really detailed, more articulation, more accessories, things like that. And they started just putting out a bunch of just random ass characters because they were running out of things to make characters for. But yeah, part of it's because they're a lot easier to make in that scale. They're cheaper all around. And yeah, so that's the answer. Is it's been around for like 20 years at this point, 30 years. Well, 20 years. And then they're easier to make. I mean, the Black Series just came out in 2013. We're in year 7 of the Black Series. So I think we're pretty much on par with where we should be. I would love more Clone Era. Like if they had the armor, Plo Koon, Anakin Skywalker, I'm Mace Windu. Like if they just had the clone armor on them. Like I know we got the clone armor Obi-Wan, but I would like one more from the Clone Wars rather than the Clone Wars or just Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Well, not the Genndy Tartakovsky one that we got, but the actual one from the CGI cartoon. That's good to know, Knight of Ren. Mine so far is Luke Skywalker, the Bespin. No, I'm not Bespin. Dagobah Luke. This one right here. This Dagobah Luke, who actually should be down here. I don't know why he's not. He should be actually right here. But that Dagobah Luke is my figure of the year so far. Man, you guys are getting your Zebs. I hope that means Dorkside is going to get mine out soon. I ordered that like right away. No, like as soon as it went live, I ordered it. Same thing with the Wave 2 or the Wave that everyone's picking up at Target. Like I ordered those at the same time. It was like $300 like gone right away. But for sure, I'm hoping that we get that. A Black Series Dirge would be great for sure. That's a great question, KJ. I honestly don't know. Tebow, of all of the Ewoks that they could have chosen, I think Tebow is the one that I would have guessed the least. Chief Chirpa, Poplu, Logray, like all of those I would have guessed before I guessed Tebow. And we're getting Poplu, which is great. He's coming in the Heroes of Endor pack. But yeah, you know what? Hold on. It's somewhere down here. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, wait. Did I put it here? Oh, yeah, right here. Nope. Not there. Dang. I don't know where it is. But last year I went to RetroCon and I met an Ewok there. And he was super chill. I got his autograph and like I just talked to him because there wasn't really anything going on at RetroCon. But I talked with him for like a good 20 minutes. He was really, really nice. But I got his autograph. And I wanted to show it off, but I think it's in the closet. I'll do my butt crack show. I tried to scoot around so it wouldn't show, but I knew it was going to. As soon as I bent down, I'm like, my butt crack's gonna show. Ah, well. All right, Natterman, have a good night, man. Yes, it is K2SO on the floor. He will not stand up. He falls down all the time, more so than my battle droids. He just will not stand up. Let's see. I've got more. Oh, I got this. I wanted to open up this. I found this at Walmart the other day. This is the Alpha 5 Zordon 2-pack here. 2-pack Shakur. It would be Stumbler. I thought that too. Is now that we have a small Yoda, we need a small Ghost Yoda too. Our Ghost Yoda is no longer in scale. There we go. Let's see. Somewhere around here, I've got. No, I'll have to get. I have my Phillips head in the other place. I want to try this out. What kind of batteries does it take? I think I've got pretty much everything right now. Let's see. Three AAA batteries. I think it just lights up anyway. So anyway, I've got the Zordon here. That's going to go in my living room, but the main thing I wanted was this Alpha. Weirdly enough, my wife loves, this actually has a pretty good range of articulation. Well, all of these do, let's be honest. I think I would have liked maybe some different hands to go with it. But yeah, so we got Alpha here. Alpha 5. So you can kind of saying he's got his headache or whatever, which is always funny because he's a robot. He doesn't get headaches. There we go. And his one accessory is this little teddy bear. I actually don't know enough about Power Rangers to remember why he has a teddy bear. But my wife loves Power Rangers and Alpha, so I had to get this when I saw it. Yeah, it is. It's literally it's half Zordon. I mean, if I put him against the wall, you can't tell, but yeah, it is kind of a weird option there. I think it lights up. I've got AAA batteries somewhere, but I'm not going to go hunt them down right now. KJ, those rumors are absolutely 100%, 1,000% not true. That's never ever going to happen. You can quote me on that. As much as I know people who would love that. I am fine with them. I wasn't a super big fan of The Rise of Skywalker, but there are parts of it I like. I actually I'm one of the people that loves The Last Jedi, and I like The Force Awakens a lot too. But yeah, that's never going to happen. 100%. They're going to be canon. Sorry, going back to the chat here. Dude, I cannot get mine to stand up in the handstand for longer than like 10 seconds. I can get it. It'll stay there, but like there's no way. This is honestly probably a more likely event. Is that they'll ignore them if they want to. Yes, I'm actually looking forward to anything High Republic related. I think it's going to be a pretty cool event they're doing. I'll buy the comics. I'll buy the books that they're doing. So I completely agree with this, Paul. I was when Disney announced that they were making the extended universe non-canon and they're moving it to Legends, I was happy because while I started off really liking the extended universe, over time reading all the books and stuff, I kind of realized that a lot of it isn't very good. And even to a sense, it's not even that they contradict themselves, but they even contradict like the movies. So for instance, everyone loves the Timothy Zahn Thrawn trilogy, and I loved it too. But when Attack of the Clones came out and we found out more about the Clone Wars and the Clone Wars cartoon, like what was in the Timothy Zahn trilogy didn't vibe with what we actually got. It was something completely different. And that makes sense because Timothy Zahn was writing, he had no idea what that was about. It was literally at that point a throwaway line from A New Hope. And that's all we knew about the Clone Wars. So Timothy Zahn was trying to flesh that out. And in trying to flesh that out, he was wrong. And, so when it comes, that was at the point where I made the decision that pretty much anything that wasn't a movie was not canon to me. Because back then, the extended universe had canon tiers where something was more canon than something else. So if something contradicted it, you went by what was more canon than less canon. And that's ridiculous. But there are a lot of great things from the extended universe. For instance, Thrawn himself, great character. Rook. And when they put them in Rebels, I was thrilled. I was overjoyed when they put interdictor cruisers in Rebels. And that was, at that point, something we'd never seen outside of a book. And that was really, really cool. So there's a lot of that stuff that I really want them to bring into canon, actual modern day canon. But I know if they do it now, they'll do it right and they'll do it in a better way. So for sure. That, and if they could keep Kevin J. Anderson away from anything Star Wars related, I would be super happy. Because Kevin J. Anderson is terrible. Brian, I think it would be an A-Wing. I wouldn't hate a Y-Wing, but I think it would be an A-Wing for sure. Muddy, this is 100% true. Thank you for liking my stuff. I'm glad that you like it. I do it for me, but it's really, I love it that other people like it too. Let's see here. Going Hyperspace wants to know, do I think Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out at Lucasfilm? Here's the thing about her. She is a very talented producer. If you go back and look at movies she's been involved, like directly involved with, she was essentially Steven Spielberg's right-hand man. She helped be responsible for Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Jurassic Park, all of those, all basically Goonies, all the movies that you loved as a kid, or I loved as a kid. Kathleen Kennedy was almost directly responsible for her. She had a large hand in those. I do think, and again, while I do like the new Star Wars movies, I do think part of it was bungled in a way. I think they should have come in with a plan, like this is where we want to start, this is where we want to end, this is kind of the story we want to tell, and then done that instead of just kind of making it up as they went. I think they would, because if you have to change directors or whatever, like you still kind of have your story that you're going through, and I think that would have been better. But do I think she's on her way out? I don't know. If she is, and I would understand it, because a lot of people, even if I think she's done a decent job, but could have done better, a lot of people aren't happy with her. I think that some of that is because of she was super into, like, the Force's female stuff. Like, I don't really care. Fine, if she wants to do that, doesn't really affect me one way or another. But I know that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way when she did stuff like that. And I think a lot of that comes down to why they don't like Kathleen Kennedy. But at the same time, if they did replace her, I think that Jon Favreau or I'm blanking on the guy from Star Wars, from Clone Wars, name with a hat. Star Wars guy with hat, Clone Wars. Dave Filoni. I didn't have to look at it. As soon as I said that, although Google guessed Embo, just so Star Wars guy, Clone Wars hat, brought up Embo, just so you know. But Dave Filoni, I think Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni could be a good replacement for Kathleen Kennedy if they do replace her. But I think a lot of people don't really appreciate what Kathleen Kennedy has done for them in the past because they don't know. I would be okay with Mara Jade, but I would want her to be different. I was never a fan. I don't know. It was fine that they wanted to give Luke Skywalker a girlfriend or whatever. I didn't really like the whole clone thing they were doing in there. So her introduction always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I liked Mara Jade as a character. So sure. I would also love a figure of Thrawn in his officer armor for sure. I actually the Yuzhang Vong. I'm like 13. The Yuzhang Vong is actually one of the things that got me out of the EU. That whole New Jedi Order storyline. They killed Chewbacca, put Mara Jade on like a death sentence, and then the Yuzhang Vong started invading, and I was like, this is dumb. I'm out. So I'm glad. What I'm really glad for is they didn't just adapt EU books into movies. Because at no point do I want to see a Star Wars movie and think, oh, the book was better. That's not something Star Wars is to me. So I'm glad they didn't do that. Willow was in. Well, first of all, Willow has been in every Star Wars movie. He's Warwick Davis. He was Wicket. He was in episode 1 as Wald and just himself. He's been in literally every Star Wars movie. I don't think there's been a Star Wars movie without Warwick Davis in there. 100%, Paul. So you gotta stay positive. Do I think that everything's perfect with Star Wars? No, but I've thought that way for a while. Nothing's been perfect with Star Wars since the special editions. Once George Lucas, and mind you, this is George Lucas. Once George Lucas started messing around with the original trilogy, making it so Han didn't shoot first anymore, adding a bunch of stuff that didn't need to be added in. Like, once that happened, Star Wars has never been this pristine, amazing thing, but it has to me because I still love Star Wars. But Star Wars has been if you look at it that way, it's been on a downward spiral since 1997 when that happened. And then you've got the prequels, which I know the prequels are more loved now partially because the Clone Wars sort of elevated the prequels, and partially because the kids that grew up on the prequels are now in their 20s. And you ask those people, what's your favorite Star Wars? They're like, oh, Revenge of the Sith. If you even 15 years ago, asked anyone what their favorite Star Wars movie, they would say like anything but the prequels. The prequels were bad. No one liked the prequels. The prequels were terrible. They haven't really become respected until like the last 5 years. It wasn't until then that the prequels became even a little bit popular, because the prequels were the terrible Star Wars movies that no one liked. And if you did like them, you were just a little kid that didn't know any better. But now those little kids that didn't know any better are adults, and the prequels are more popular. The same thing is going to happen with the sequel trilogy, where the kids growing up with the sequel trilogy now, where The Last Jedi or Rise of the Skywalker or Finn or Poe are their favorite characters, they're in 20 years or 15 years, they're going to be adults and they're going to be more well regarded. So that's just how it's going to work. But for now, you're just going to have to put things in perspective. It's just a movie. It's nothing to be toxic over. I would love more Mandalorian right now. We're supposed to get it in like 2 months. I'm surprised we haven't seen a trailer yet. The rumors we're supposed to be getting a trailer soon. A Sebulba figure would be great. Okay, Eddie, you're right. Warwick Davis wasn't in A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back. You're 100% right. He was in Return of the Jedi, and then like every Star Wars movie after that. Joe P., you are 1,000% correct. The sequels will be adored. There'll be sequel memes that everyone cares about. All the dialogue and characters they don't like now will be loved. Just like Jar Jar Binks. Phantom Menace came out in 99. I was a junior in high school when that movie came out. Nobody liked Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks was the worst. And now people fucking love him. They absolutely love Jar Jar Binks. When did that change? Because the kids that liked Jar Jar Binks when that movie came out are now adults, and they still like Jar Jar Binks. That's what happened. Yes, where Eric Williams, 1,000%. That I love that they decanonize things and they're just pulling things back in. Interdictor cruisers, Thrawns, all of those. They should 100% be pulling all those in. Prophet, Rey is literally every Jedi ever made. Exactly, Hyperspace Vault. Even what I would, when they first said they were going to redo stuff for the special edition, I was expecting them to clean up the video, maybe redo some of the special effects shots, like back in the day in the original in Empire Strikes Back, to get the snow speeders on Hoth against a white background. They had to make the snow speeders cockpits sort of see-through. So if you're watching the movie, you can like see through the cockpit. You can see the snow and the AT-ATs and all that stuff through the cockpit because they had to make it transparent. So you didn't see, you didn't see the big black bar around it for the matting and stuff. So I wanted them to go through and clean up that stuff, recolorize the lightsabers, make R2-D2 blue in space instead of black because they did it against a blue screen, and so his blue became black. Little things like that I wanted to go redo. But changing Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker, which actually didn't happen until they released Star Wars on DVD in like 2004 or so. But little things like that, I would have. I'm not a big fan of, but I still love Star Wars, and I'll still watch it. So watching Order Verdict for a new viewer, since your niece asked, I have always been a fan of watching things in release order. I think everyone should experience a story being told the same way the first people that were being told that story. So, like with the MCU, when people are like, oh no, we're gonna watch it chronologically. That doesn't make any sense. First of all, Winter Soldier ends like right before Avengers begins. And if you watch if you've never seen any of not Winter Soldier, Captain America: First Avenger, like it ends straight into Avengers. Like, sure, most of the movie takes place in the 1940s or whatever, but like at the end of that movie, you're like, okay, what is this? Who are these people? Whereas it's a different experience if you already kind of know who they are. One of my biggest pet peeves is Chronicles of Narnia. At some point, someone decided that the magician's nephew, which is like the backstory for how everything kind of got made and whatnot, should be read before The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Lion, and the Witch, and the Wardrobe is like the introduction. That's how you're kind of experiencing everything for the first time. But if you read The Magician's Nephew first, nothing's a mystery. Nothing's magical. You kind of know who everyone is and why they are, and it takes away all the wonder of the story. So I don't think chronologically is a good experience. I think you should experience it the way everyone experienced it when they were originally watching it. Top 10 wish list is, I don't know. It's I've made one back in January, and I'm waiting to see if what I put on the list is going to come out. So far, a lot of them are, but I won't think of a new one for probably another 2 or 3 months, and I'll do it very last minute, all at once. Oh, dude, Mem3, no worries. I didn't mean to like humble you or anything like that. But yes, Willow has been in a lot of Star Wars movies. But it's cool seeing him. He's also in a lot of Harry Potters and things like that. But Willow he's great. Warwick Davis, he's a cool guy. So Brian Singleton wants to know what my thoughts on the Black Series boxes are. I like changes because things get stale. I think the first 2 phases went by weirdly quick. So for instance, the orange line, the phase 1 is what I call it, started in 2013 and ended like mid 2014. The phase 2, the blue line, started end of 2014 and ended, kind of mid 2015. So they were only around for a year, and each of them only had about 12, 13 figures in each line. And then the phase 3, the red one, the red line or whatever they're calling it, that one's been around since 2015. So it's been like 4 years. Well, actually closer to 5. It's been closer to 5 years that it's been out. So I think 5 years is a good amount of time to make a change. I haven't seen any of the new boxes in person, but what I've seen online, I think they look good. I like what they're doing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. No, Warwick Davis wasn't an Ugnaught. He was actually too young. He was not very old in Return of the Jedi. I think he was like a kid. Dude, you can die on that hill as much as you want, but what about Battle for Endor? This is a great question, Chase. I would have said Anakin before the sequel trilogy, but then in Rebels came out, and there's dialogue after Obi-Wan and Kylo Ren fight in Rebels that makes it seem like Luke is the chosen one. But I will say this. I don't think at the end, I don't think Yoda thought Anakin was the chosen one. Or if he did think Anakin was the chosen one, he thinks that, because he says a prophecy which misread could have been. I think he doesn't. I think he's saying that they don't really know what that prophecy is referring to, or what it's about, or maybe they're even reading it wrong. So I don't know. I think there's a solid argument for there, and I think it's a little bit like the whole Nick Santos Rex thing from Return of the Jedi. You can kind of I mean, it's a prophecy, so it's inherently up to what you think. I think it's Anakin, but it could be Luke, or it could be a combination of both. It could also be Rey. I mean, a prophecy could be referring to multiple events happening multiple times. Kind of like the whole how in Nintendo, like Link continuously saves the world as a prophecy, but it's it's different Link almost every time, but it's still kind of the same prophecy, sort of refulfilling itself. So I mean, it could be something closer to that. Yeah, they did a good job of joining Rogue One to A New Hope. That like the technology, and that's one of my biggest things is whenever you go look at like Old Republic stuff. I played the Old Republic MMO a lot, even in stuff in the prequels. Like it looks like stuff from the prequels is newer than the stuff from the original trilogy, and obviously it does because it is newer, but it's not timeline wise. So it's always kind of weird when you go watch a newer movie and the stuff in it looks different from the older movie. Like to me, I feel like the prequels should have had an older technology feel, but yeah, I don't know. Darth Binks, I would buy a Yuzhang Vong, but I wouldn't be happy about it. I don't agree with this, but if you want to think that, like, I'm not going to change your mind about it. I like it, but I definitely think that the way it portrays Jedi in it is wrong, basically. But it's fine for what it is. The Chosen One is not my case, 100% not. This is closer to the truth. Ignacio, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, so yeah, Prophet 924 says the same thing. Where I mean, a prophecy doesn't have to have one fulfillment. If you could have a prophecy and it could be fulfilled multiple times, essentially. I take this. I'm Darth Bungles. I'll take it. Yes, every one of my coworkers knows about my YouTube channel. It's brought up often. Yeah, Rey and Luke were both powerful, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't really. I feel like a lot of people don't understand the way the Force works. Because for years, we thought, oh, Luke is powerful because he's Anakin Skywalker's kid. He's a Skywalker, but I mean, that's even a line from the movie, like the Force is strong in my family. But the problem with that is, historically speaking, Jedi don't have kids. Jedi don't have offspring. The Force is always just sort of randomly popped up in people, and then the Jedi literally abduct their kids and train them as Jedi. They indoctrinate them into their religion, so to speak. And that's kind of how it's always been. So if someone's super powerful, it's not because they have powerful parents. It's because the Force decided to make them powerful. The midichlorians or whatever you want. The Force is literally, it's a writing mechanic or a story mechanic called Deus Ex Machina. And it just needs to do whatever the story needs it to do. Or vice versa, but like there's no limit to what the Force can do because it sort of just revolves around whatever the story needs to happen. So if it needs someone to be powerful, they can be powerful. If it needs someone with no training to do something, it can do that. Like freaking Luke Skywalker did an impossible shot on the Death Star, something that Wedge Antilles said was impossible, with like an afternoon training in the Force, because it seems like the less you try, the more the Force can kind of work through you in a sense. So like, it's weird. Like the more you know about it, it seems like kind of the harder it should be. Like if you just kind of let the Force do what it wants, you can do anything. But if you feel like you have to try to do something, that's when it becomes hard. And I feel like a lot of the Jedi training revolves more about clearing your mind and not having those thoughts, rather than like how many rocks can you lift up or that stuff. I feel like a lot of people have the wrong perspective on the Force, and that's why you get things like Rey doing crazy shit with no training, or Luke doing crazy shit with no training, or even in Star Wars Rebels, freaking with no training. Ezra is pulling off like super crazy Force jumps in Episode 1, because he doesn't know that he can't. It's that sort of thing. Like he's doing what the story needs him to do. He's doing what the Force needs him to do. Ricard Hammer, thank you so much for my beard compliment. My beard compliment. I think the Luke going out the way he did is the most Jedi way anyone could go out. I think that whole exchange between Luke and Kylo was the most Jedi exchange possible. Am I sad he died? 1,000%. Would I have preferred him to live on? Of course I would. But if that's how Luke Skywalker is going to go, I feel like that is more Jedi. And that's another thing. The Jedi from the prequels aren't right. The reason they fell is because they weren't right. They had the hubris. They were the Sith. Freaking Palpatine tricked all of those guys into being something they shouldn't have been in the first place. The Jedi were never meant to be warriors. The Jedi were peacekeepers. The lightsaber was for defense, like never for attack. It's always for defense. But with the war and everything, they all got clouded and sidetracked and blinded. The Jedi from the prequels were not good. They weren't bad, but they weren't good. They that's why they fell. So saying that you want Luke to go out swinging, I feel like is the least Jedi way he could go out. Still going strong, Nathan. Still going strong. Money, that's a great point too. Leia could be the chosen one. Who knows? Prophecies are weird like that. I can't be specific about my work. It's not anything cool or anything like that. It's just that my work doesn't like it when I talk about them in social media, because anything I say would get it's easier for everyone if I don't talk about it. But it's nothing cool. I 100%. I would love a crate Luke Skywalker for sure. So I actually I agree with this. I would like Han to have died in the second movie, but I think him dying in the first movie had more to do with Harrison Ford than the actual story. But I mean, obviously, I want more time with the characters that I love. Obviously, I would love a scene with old Luke, old Leia, old Han, old Lando all together. I would love that. We didn't get it, and that's because the story didn't work out that way. Life doesn't work out that way sometimes. My brother died back in July. In my head, my brother and I were going to grow old together and things like that. Life doesn't work out the way you want it to. It's just kind of how it happens sometimes. Eric, that's 100% why I like the Mandalorian. Well, the Mandalorian has the Force stuff in it, but Rogue One has very little Force stuff in it, and I like that a lot. I would have liked it. Excuse me. I would have liked it had Chirrut been like a Jedi-ish, kind of like Kanan. If like at the end he like pulled out his lightsaber or something, I would have liked that, but one of the reasons I like Rogue One so much is that it just feels like a story in Star Wars rather than a Jedi or a Sith story, for sure. I agree, Hyperspace Vault, 100%. My case is definitely not CIA. Yeah, you got eyes on him? Cool. Yeah, I'm not CIA, 100% not. When did Luke die? Luke died in The Last Jedi. He died back in 2017. This is 100% true. This is 1000% true. Star Wars fans have always been divided on things. Ewoks, expanded universe stuff, prequels versus original trilogy. 100%. Star Wars fans are always looking for something to be divided on, and they're very passionate. So I agree with that. I mean, it's good. I'm still sad about it, but it kind of is what it is at this point. I can't do anything about it. It's sad. It's sad that he's dead. I never in my life thought that I would be alive and my little brother wouldn't be. Like, that's just weird. But I mean, that's kind of just how life works out sometimes. So I would say to counterpoint this, Darth Binks, is you're not wrong. Young Luke, who was relatively new and young and brash and hot-headed, was 100% all about saving his friends. He left his Jedi training before it was complete to go save his friends, which was the wrong decision. He went to go confront Darth Vader, which Yoda says was the wrong decision. But he made those decisions. So you have to think that just because he did those when he was young doesn't make them the right thing to do. And as he got older, I feel like he became a little bit more wise and cautious and more Jedi-like about what he should and shouldn't do. But the thing about the reason he went into seclusion is because to me, it's a very understandable consequence for what happened. He saw a vision of Kylo Ren who was going to kill his family. So to save his family, he thought, I have to kill his kid. And then an instant into thinking that, he thought, wait, I can't kill his kid. That's not the Jedi way. He's my nephew, blah, blah, blah. And then Kylo Ren went fucking nuts. Like, Kylo Ren didn't even, you have to think about this. Kylo Ren didn't even stop to think, or Ben Solo or whatever, didn't even stop to think, hey, Uncle Luke, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you have a lightsaber at me? He went straight to, I'm going to destroy everything. Like, he pulled all the buildings down and whatnot. Like, there was no hesitation in Kylo Ren's turn to I'm evil, I guess, or he has been. I guess he had been at that point for a while. But so then Luke realized how bad he failed, and he basically felt responsible for turning his. He felt responsible for turning his nephew and Luke and Han, or Leia and Han's son, to the dark side, and he realized the Jedi were kind of wrong in all they were doing with the whole peacekeeping and fighting wars and stuff. So he thought the best thing to do would be to just, that's it. Like, the Force is going to continuously exist, but the Jedi religion is going to be done. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But I think it's a very understandable situation for Luke to have been in. Sembler, correct. Solo had no Force. Darth Maul's in it for like a second, but that I don't really feel like that counts, because he didn't do anything story wise. He's just in it. James Sandlin, thank you. I get it. Thank you. I don't know why I said I get it, but thank you. It's sad. I'm still sad. And I have my ups and downs. Sometimes it's easier than others. I would watch that show, Amateur Toy Hunter. I'm so excited about the Obi-Wan show coming out. My brother was not a Star Wars fan whatsoever. My brother was like the opposite of me, which is weird because his kid, his son is like me. His son is as nerdy as I am. Transformers, Star Wars, all of that stuff. But my brother was more into like cars and sports and things like that. So here's the thing about that, Joe. Even by that point, the Jedi are way out of memory. Luke was the only Jedi around, and he's not going around to the whole galaxy going like, "Hey guys, I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm a Jedi." Like, he's not doing that. The Jedi at that point had been dead for 30 years or whatever. Like if you think about now, 30 years ago, you don't know what life was like 30 years ago. There's tons of things that were around 30 years ago that were commonplace that because they've been gone for 30 years, you don't know about. Things I was talking about this the other day. Things like, payphones, ashtrays on tables everywhere, smoking sections in restaurants. These are things that were commonplace. Everyone knew about them. It was just part of life. At some point, they went away, and then decades passed, and you hadn't thought about it forever. So it's just not something that you really think about. So it is possible for, that much time to go along, and no one knows anything about the Jedi anymore. Well, there's a difference becoming a legend. A legend to who? And even then, like one person becoming a legend doesn't mean this. It's not the same thing as like all of the Jedi. All right, let me. Mark Hamill didn't agree at first, but he publicly said that he came around and likes where it went. But he initially didn't agree, but then he recanted that. 100% KJ. Anakin turned to killing those kids super fast. So I wouldn't say that Luke was so quick to try to kill Kylo, but you also have to think about this. The Skywalkers are known for two things: being force sensitive and being very quick to anger. It said when Luke was recounting his tale that Luke saw a vision of this kid killing Han, Leia, all those people. So his first instinct is to get angry about it, to stop it. And that's kind of always been Luke and Anakin's problem is anger is their kind of first default thing. And just because he overcame it a couple of times, like when he decided not to kill Darth Vader in the Death Star, like sure, he chose the right path then. That doesn't mean that every time that decision presents itself in the future, he's gonna make that it's like being an alcoholic. If you decide to stop drinking beer, that doesn't mean you're cured. That means that every time someone presents you with an option to drink something, you're always going to have that fight. You don't get over it just because you won a couple battles here. So and the thing is, he wasn't going to kill him. You actually see that instance from two separate viewpoints. You see it one time when Kylo Ren is telling the story, and in that viewpoint, Luke has dark eyes and he has this hate in his face. But then when you see it from Luke's perspective telling it, he doesn't have any of that. And it's because you're seeing it from two different perspectives. From Luke's perspective, it was an instant of thought and then instant regret. Like he ignited his lightsaber, thought, nope, that's wrong, and then stopped. From Kylo Ren's perspective, he was hateful and ready to kill him and all that stuff. And that's because that's how far Kylo Ren or Ben Solo had been turned at that point. It's kind of it's what's called a faulty narrator. I do kind of wish that he would have had a bigger role, but I mean, it is what it is. I think that Rise of Skywalker is the weakest of the three sequel trilogies. Eric, I'm glad you like my stuff. Thank you very much. Exactly, Stumbler. These are things that were commonplace back then, but aren't now. I mean, seatbelts weren't even commonplace in cars until like the 70s. I would. Why not? People get adopted. Like, what? It's the last name. If I were like an orphan on the street, I mean, fucking Han Solo just the name Solo was thrusted upon him. He's Han Solo. Is he genetically a Skywalker? No, but is she have the ideals of a Skywalker? Does she feel like she's part of the family? Sure. Well, why not? I feel like adoption is just as good as anything else. Exactly. Luke thought he was going to do a mercy killing, and he wanted to save his friends and family from the vision that he saw. And then he realized that he can't kill his nephew. Oh, Brian, that's super nice. If I ever hit 20,000 subscribers, I'll think about doing something like that. Oh, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. I've been doing this for 2 hours and I'm hungry. I've had one beer, but I'm pretty good at drive. But I don't know, I might order something. The Mexican restaurant's closed. I forgot to do that. This is actually a super interesting question, KJ. I'll answer this before I go, but I'm going to go. Why do you think we're compelled to keep collecting toys even if our brains stop being wired to play with them like a child? Dopamine, 100%. You like to get that rush of completing something. There's something to collect. That's a big part of it is dopamine. People want to get those dopamine hits however they can. You got that chemical in your brain. It makes you feel good to get something. So yeah, it's 100% dopamine. That is a good viewpoint for sure. I would say that I think at some point it was debunked by the comic creator that made that canon comic that Palpatine created Anakin Skywalker, but I think it's a cool theory. So I 100% agree with you. That does technically make her a Skywalker as much as anyone else. It also means that her kissing Ben was cousins, which is kind of hot. That's a joke. That was a joke. Yeah, that's a hard nope. 100% not going to happen. Yeah, that's a good point. Fountain of Youth. I feel like so. I don't know. It's very interesting. If you look at my brother, who is 2.5 years younger than me, and myself, I look younger than he did because it was mostly stress. Like I feel like I surround myself with like toys and things like that, and I'm having fun. You know, he had kids and all this other stuff, and like his beard was like half gray, and mine's mostly like still super dark, even though I'm 2.5 years older than him. So yeah. Joe, that's 100% true. It would be nice if there was a cheaper way to get that. I mean, there is, but will it work for you? Yeah, Oscars is still open, but I have to find a place that delivers probably. I don't know. I don't feel that drunk, but I did drink this whole beer. I could probably drive. I don't know. It is 10%, but it's also I drank it over 2 hours, so I don't really feel even a little buzzed right now, to be honest. But I'm always a little self-conscious when I've had any alcohol. Like, am I okay to drive despite what I've drunk? And the answer is I don't know, probably. That would have been a cool ending too. Sure, absolutely. Brian wants to know if I'll be collecting any of the new Master Universe figures. Well, I just got the Origins He-Man and Skeletor. I'm probably, if I can find them, I'm going to buy Battle Cat and Panther when he comes out. But I'm probably not going to get any more of those. When the new Netflix series toys come out, the Motuverse ones or whatever, I might get some of those, but I don't know. James Lord, wow, what is up with my voice? James Lord, how you doing, buddy? Yes, 100%. I think that Batman trailer looked great. It has the potential of being the best Batman movie. Just from the trailer alone, I like it. But is that Riddler? Do you think he's fighting Riddler? That's what I want to know. KJ, thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. You guys, I want to actually thank you guys for being here. I don't know, like I've been alone all day and I was starting to feel a little lonely. So I felt like, why not stream? And you guys have helped pass the time really well. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Honestly, I got probably way more out of this than you guys did, for sure. Darth Binks, I agree. There's all that stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. But for me, getting the new figure is about that dopamine hit. But there's a lot that goes into it that I like, for sure. And I do like finding something in the store more than ordering it offline and getting it in the mail. But sometimes finding things in the store is annoying. When you have to deal with like scalpers and whatnot. So 100%. Hey, Amateur Toy Hunter, have a good night. I have Beachhead. I haven't opened him yet. He is in this box right here. I'm going to do a PO box unboxing. I think I've got one more box coming in the mail soon, and then I'll do that. I think the new figures shown look good. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that I am and I'm not. The Clone Trooper is a reuse of the original Clone Trooper mold, which I think the new one's a better mold, but it would be weird if one Phase 1 Clone Trooper looked different from the other ones. So I kind of get why they didn't do that. I'm going to get those out when I can. Don't expect them super soon, but soonish. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel like 5.5 is kind of the original size, so I like those. I hope I enjoyed it too. Thanks for hanging out. M3, have a good night, man. 5.5, I think. I think 5.5. All right. With that, I'm out. So thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. If you want to support me on Patreon or YouTube membership, you can. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some food here real quick. But thanks for hanging out. And let me, if I can remember how to do this. There we go. And I'll see you later. Bye.